After going through the excruciating pain of searching through Google and YouTube to try to figure out how to upload a YouTube short from PC and finding not one of the top results had anything remotely helpful to teach me how to do this, I decided I'm going to teach you how to do this so nobody else has to suffer quite like I did. Due to the fact that I use Magix Vegas, I will be using this to demonstrate. However, you might be able to take this information to your own editor to replicate the process. Now, the easiest method by far is to just record the video vertically before anything else, which involves going into your recording software and setting up your landscape and scaling so that you are recording vertically, or cropping if you need to. I'm not here to teach you how to use your own recording software today, so instead I'm going to teach you from the perspective, which you can use in that process too, of someone that made the mistake of first recording in 1920 by 1080 or any other 16:9 aspect ratio for their short. Now, when you import your video to Vegas or whatever software you're using, it's more than likely going to import the settings that put it in 16:9 to begin with. But we need to change this. This is the problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Properties, and we're going to find the width and the height here. We are going to customize this. Instead of 1920 by 1080, we're going to flip this on its head to 1080 by 1920, and then we're going to apply that. And as we see, our video is about to look like this. If you set up your scaling beforehand in your recording software, then it should actually fit in here quite neatly. But if you are like me and made the mistake of doing 1920 by 1080 first, or you're trying to make a short out of longer form content, as you can see, we're not done. So you're going to want to go into the editor that allows you to scale the video's parameters here, whatever you use to get to that in your editing software. For Vegas, it's just this little button right here, little button. And now the first thing we have to do is get out of this 16:9 aspect ratio. And on Vegas, there's a little thing right here that locks the aspect ratio. We need to turn this off if we're going to enter the parameters over here, or we can otherwise scale it by holding Control and overriding while we drag. But we're going to enter it from this side because it's just so much neater. So what we're going to enter is, of course, 1080. Now you see we're getting to somewhere, and 1920. All right, but we're still not done. As you can see, this is what our video now looks like with these new parameters. Now that we have it looking like this, it's time to lock your aspect ratio again, now that we've changed it. And you're going to go ahead and you're just going to start zooming in. And as you see, you're going to get a nice, better close-up of the video. Now, this is how you're going to have to do it. You're going to want to find where on the screen the action is, because you can't pull the whole video into this aspect ratio. It's just not possible. You're going to want to zoom in as far as you need to on that ratio. So for me, I was making this video, which is already released a while ago by now, by the time I'm uploading this probably. And what I want to get in the screen is this planned release date and the title. So I just mess around with it, retaining the aspect ratio. And there you have something like that. And this is basically communicating the information I'm wanting to communicate. We have the aspect ratio complete. We could just X out of this. I actually did this for the video, and you can look over here. This is what I ended up with. So basically just followed the same steps, and it ended up looking like this. Now you just need to go render. In case you don't already know how to render, you go up here to the top left, render as, or whatever your editor has it located. You find your, let's say, your usual rendering options, customize the template in this case, and all you really need to do here is change the frame size to be a custom frame size, and then type in the parameters 1080 by 1920 that you want, and then you'll end up with something that looks like this short parameter that I made, 1080 by 1920, custom frame size, and everything else is pretty much staying the same. You could probably adjust the bitrate because you won't need this kind of a bitrate for a short. Once your video is nice and rendered, just upload it to YouTube like you would now upload any other long form video. YouTube will automatically detect the aspect ratio and figure out that it is a short, and it will even say something like, hey, we noticed you're uploading a short. Do yourself a favor and also put hashtag shorts in the title. This is optionally recommended by Google to ensure that your video makes it over to the quote-unquote correct algorithms. And voila, you have yourself a short ready to serve to the YouTube masses. I hope this guide was helpful to you. This was a complete headache to figure out. If you want to see more guides of some kind like this, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and check out the playlist at the top right, where I may or may not be adding more videos to in the future. I don't do this very often, but this guide wasn't just for you. It was also for me, because I'm gonna forget how to do this. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you somewhere else on the channel